Hello, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing you an important update as I do every Wednesday about the economy and the investment market so you can better understand what we're doing within our client portfolios. We are continuing to see improving data sets around the world, very slow of course, but we are seeing some improvements. I continue to call this a stealth rally in some sectors because there's a lot of investors that I talk to on my radio show or call our office who are totally on the wrong side of the investing sector. Wrong side of the fence, and literally just not doing well with their money. I'm happy to say our clients are doing fabulously well this year, and we are on the right side of the sectors, and I'm going to tell you exactly how our system works, why we use relative strength. We run the fastest horses with it in portfolio. But before I do that, I want to talk just a little bit about the unemployment numbers. Those have been just a little bit weak the last 3 or 4 prelim numbers that have come out. We're going to get the government numbers on this Friday. I'm hoping those won't be quite as weak. Otherwise, I would assume that we'll probably get a 2 or 3% sell-off possibly in the equity markets. Now, we don't react to every knee-jerk reaction, folks, I can tell you that. Our system is adaptive and objective. We run what's called a relative strength proprietary system that we've developed in-house when we manage our client portfolios. The best way to explain our system is simple. If you go to a horse race, you don't race the slowest horse if you want to win the race. You run the fastest horse if you want to have a chance to win. Relative strength investing, what we basically do is look at all the major investment sectors around the world, whether that's gold, whether that's the stock market, U.S. or international or emerging markets, whether it's currency, oil, precious metals, whether it's real estate, and all the other subsets of those. We look at all the main sectors of the world economy of investing, not just stocks and bonds. We then rank those. We call those our corral of horses that we can pick from to race in the horse race. We only own the top 5 sectors. By doing it, it's proven to have spectacular results, not only in back testing, but also in real time within a client portfolio. So at the end of the day, we want to look at the fastest horses, encompass those within a client portfolio, and make changes accordingly to our investment strategy. The sad fact is, of course, this is not for clients, but a lot of people we talk to on radio don't have an investment strategy, and unfortunately they're shooting from the hip, and that's going to cause, in my opinion, a lot of risk and disasters within an investment portfolio. On Monday, we made 2 significant changes to our global tactical opportunity portfolios based upon our proprietary formula. We basically sold small cap in the US and small cap dividend emerging markets. We replaced those with high yield bond and emerging market bonds, which I feel will help buffer any of the storm that we hopefully may see in the upcoming months if these job numbers are just a little bit weak. Now, our system is adaptive. We will make changes as according to our system, and by doing that, we have a way to reduce risk and help increase the opportunity for performance or return within a client portfolio. You know, it's interesting to see what's happening out today in the world. You know, there's just a lot of investors, and again, I do a lot of public speaking, talk to a lot of people all the time, and it amazes me when I talk to non-clients how many people really just almost think the world's coming to an end sometimes, and they tell me it's different, Brian. I wrote a couple pieces in the last few weeks about emotional investing and turning off the TV and the news, and I got a lot of nice comments from that from people that were not clients and said, you know what, Brian, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe it's time for me to turn off these news programs, or the talking heads as you call it, and maybe find a real investment strategy and stick with it. That's ultimately what makes investors successful, is finding an investment strategy that suits the risk profile, following that strategy through thick and thin, and in my opinion, you'll have great success. The news, the noise that you hear every day is basically just going to cloud up your decision-making ability, and I always tell people, turn the TV off, you'll be a happier investor, go enjoy your life. As we continue to see improvements, and if we continue to see improvements in this economy, we will make adjustments as we get into future months, obviously, of this year. We're fresh into 2012. A lot of things can change between now and the end of the year. But I think what's going to ultimately happen is we have an opportunity. I don't know that it's going to happen necessarily this year, but I think as we get into next year, there's a great opportunity for this. I think there's going to be a dynamic shift from investors who ran to cash 3 years ago, missed all of this upside of the market, put a bunch of money in long-term bonds because they were scared. And I think there's going to be a dynamic shift sometime later this year or next year where these investors finally realize they're losing money and they need to start shifting back into equities. At that point, I think there could be a great opportunity for an explosive upside rally. I don't like to give exact numbers because that's anybody's guess. But if I look at how historically the investor thinks, the small investor, they buy high and they sell low. They raised cash. They basically bought a lot of bonds at the highest points in history, and I believe they're going to be wrong again, and I think that gives us a great opportunity for an explosive potential rally as we go through further in this year and go into next year. This is Brian Resney. Of course, if you're a client, call us if you have any questions. If you would like to become a client, we do like taking on nice people who want to better their situation. Call our office today. Remember, bad investment advice doesn't fix itself. Call us for a second opinion. We always like taking on new clients who want to better their situation. Have a great day and listen to this Sunday show.